Hello, everyone. I'm actually going to share with you how to basically complete your next assignment where you're going to be cleaning your data. So let's get started. The first thing that you'll need to do, read your homework from here, is you need to share, or rather, you need to save a copy of the Harbor Water Quality Sheet to your drive. Now, because it's already saved on my drive, I'm not going to do that. I'll assume you know how to do that. The next step is you need to create a new sheet and then copy and paste your water waste data to your new sheet. So the way you do this is you go to this plus button here that says Add Sheet. And so this sheet is created. The first thing I like to do is I like to rename my sheet. So there's a few ways you can rename it. You can just simply tap this arrow here and it will come up right here. You can double tap on your mouse pad and that'll do that. You can also right click and it will come up. I'm going to name this East. Oh, I can't spell. River. There. Okay. Next step. Next thing, the first thing I like to do when I'm transferring data from one sheet to another is I actually like to get my headings first. So especially for those who don't have a full data set, like literally right under your row, it can be a huge hassle trying to copy and paste everything all at once. You can do it. There's a way to do it. It's just a hassle, and it's really not worth it. So just a quick note as well, anytime you need to highlight an entire row or an entire column, you want to tap this either any of the rows where you have the numbers, and that will highlight the entire row. If you want to highlight an entire column, you tap any of these letters here because it's a grid system. Let's say you tap I, and the entire row has been highlighted, or the entire column has been highlighted. So in this case, you tap the entire row, and what you do is you press and hold down Control, which is CTRL, and this is for Windows users, and then press C. And that will copy this entire row. The way you know it's been copied is you notice here these dashed lines, and that lets you know that the computer is waiting for you to paste all of this information somewhere. So we'll go to East River, and don't worry about the fact that you only have one cell selected. It's smart enough to know to extend all the way as far as needed for your cells. So the way you paste is you move your mouse over the cell that you want it pasted to. It's going to be in the row and column, which is the location. And you press CTRL, same thing, press and hold, and then press V. And that will paste your entire row on this new sheet. Now I like to have my headings in bold, makes it easier for me to see. So the way you do that, it's two ways. One, of course, the easy way, you can just press bold, B. I usually like to use my keyboard, so I press and hold Control and then tap B. And now my entire row has been highlighted. If you want to italicize it, you do Control, press and hold, and then tap I. And now your entire row is both in bold and italicized. There's two ways that you can undo this if you ever make a mistake. There's this button here, which is the undo, or you can do, as you can see, there's a shortcut that's listed there. You do Control C, that makes it, that unitalicizes it, and then Control Z again, that removes the bold. So let's put a bold back. Now make sure you pick the next cell, which has your row and column that you want your next set of sample data to be pasted to. So let's head back to our original sheets, do the same thing there. And now you need to find your data. So for the East River, it starts with E and then some number. So the way the easiest way to find out where that starts is you go to Edit here, then you go to Find and Replace, or you can do Control H once you know the shortcut, and then just enter E. And actually, you probably want to enter E1. And so what you want to do is, I would say to select this, match entire cell contents. That way it's not going to try to find every place on your sheet where it has E or E1 or 1, etc. Right? Now you want to search on this sheet. So notice I tapped this arrow, and I'm going to change it to this sheet. And I'm going to undo that because I don't need that. And just press Find. And now it has showed you the first place where E1 is. Tap Done. Let's scroll down a bit. The simplest way to transfer this data from this sheet to your East River sheet, again, go to your row. This one is at 1079. Tap that. Now you've tapped the entire row. You're not going to go row by row. That would take forever and a day. So the next thing you're going to do is find the end or the bottom of your specific data set. Which might take a minute. And you see why it's super important to clean your data, because this is a lot in and of itself, right? Okay, here we go. And we have gotten to the end. Here we go. Now, this is really, really important. Press and hold down the Shift key. Move your arrow over to the row, and then tap. Now, all of your rows, all of your columns that you have selected are selected. So now again, Control, hold it down, press C. It's a big data set, so it's going to take a little bit. There we go. Now you know if it has been highlighted. We'll go back to River, which again might take a minute. There we go. And then we do Control V. Which will hopefully copy and rather paste all of the data we selected. Ugh. There we go. Okay. Now you see why it's really important to clean your data, because this is a huge set. Now, the next thing is super, super, super important so that your computer doesn't slow down the way mine did. I'm actually going to do that in the next video. So I will talk to you in